G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for part number 17 of my Drain Essence Apostate playthrough with Manfred here. Now, last episode we did Act 1 of Ultimate, and you might be wondering, Paikis, why are you back in Veteran? And the answer is Augments. I came back for Scarab Shell Powder and also another one. Let me just double check the name here. Veilworm Powder. Where are we? It's going to be here somewhere. Oh, it's a Dreig thing. So, yeah, from the Dreig Cult Quartermaster, we also have access to, in the Honored section, the level 65 Jewelry Augment for the Veilworm Powder, which I guess I can run over there and show it. It's 15% poison and acid resistance, and 30-40% aether damage, something like that. I'll show it here in a second. I also want to point out the shoulders, which I think I've shown before, but if not, I'm going to show them now as well. So the shoulders are these ones right here, Dreig's Vile Mantle. If you don't have a nice purple pair, these will do quite nicely. +2 to Hungering Reach is something that we use, so getting 2 extra skill points there is pretty good. There's probably similar sort of chest guard here, Siphon Souls. Yeah. Not really. So anyway, Dreig Vile Mantle. But the thing I wanted to show here is, where is it? Veilworm Powder, there we go. So this goes on your rings and your amulet, and technically it is an upgrade. I need the bleeding resistance on mine though, so I'm not going to use these. But 36% aether damage spread over 3 pieces of jewelry is, what's that, 100 and something? 108% aether damage, which is pretty good. Changing that to be 1,324 would be quite nice. It's basically multiplying my damage by, it would be 14 then instead of by 13. So it's an extra 1x multiplier on everything, which is decent. I need the resistances though, so I'm not going to make that change. The other reason I came back to Veteran and didn't just load into Ultimate and say, oh, by the way, I picked these up in normal in between episodes. The other reason is this. I've got bounties here, which I wouldn't mind turning in, but also I'm actually not that far away from Honored. And if I get Honored, then I get access to Mortality, which is going to be one of these. This one here. +1 to all Necro skills, and then some Aether damage, some offensive ability. And then that Mortality proc there, which when it triggers, gives me a bunch of crit damage and also another 125% Aether damage. This is pretty dang good. So I want to get my hands on this. And the way you do that is, well, there's a couple ways you can do it. The way I'm going to do it is I'm just going to run out here and kill a bunch of heroes, do some totems, and just generally cause havoc until I get Honored. There are 2 totems you can do in the city of Malmouth, so I'm going to go ahead and do them. Here it is. So totem number 1 is done, which is, granted, not particularly enthusiastic, I guess. 2 heroes, not great. But that's 100 of my reputation. If I come up here to Crown Hill, I've still got the bounty for Tor Exterior. So I can go find her, him, her, it. Which is why I'm coming this way. And then I also have a totem in this area, which would be good. And if I had the reputation already and didn't need it anymore, then I could also go and kill the council. Obviously, I don't have that reputation yet to unlock the quest to let me in there. And if I did, then I wouldn't need to do it anyway, so that's kind of a moot point. Alright, here is Tor Exterior. There's a hero down there. How do I get down there? Oh, it's a bit of a run. That's fine. We'll go down here. You've also got Val Exterior, and if it comes to it, I can always just run down and kill off Krieg as well. Krieg would be worth a bit. I could quite happily kill the Act Boss again as well. But shouldn't need to do that. Shouldn't. We'll see how we go. Val Exterior here. Should be a decently easy kill. Now, is her meteor going to hit the roof, or am I going to have to dodge? Nope, got to dodge. Nearly got me. Alright, so she's going down, finally. One more meteor. Yep, hit the roof. Okay, cool. And she's going to give me, I think, 112. Nope, 75. 112 with Black Legion, because I've already got the writ. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to kill a few heroes, and it's going to be great. Do I see a totem down there? Actually, I should have been looking at the map while I was down here. I'm actually going to run down here just in case I ever want to clear this area. I'm thinking it might... It's got to be over here. Alright, that's the wrong rift. Let's try this one instead. This is more where I was trying to go to. So if I go out the back here, there'll be... Well, there's Verkazol here, who is worth some reputation. Also, just killing generic stuff here. Every one of these things is worth 1 or 2 reputation as well. So we can sort of get some from doing that. Apparently my teleport doesn't work for some reason. I pushed the button and didn't go anywhere. So that's always fun. Yeah, there's the totem just over there. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want. How did you end up here? Not that it really matters, you're going to die anyway, but I swear he was down on the street last time I saw him. Okay, we can skip some of this stuff. You don't need to murder everything, but it certainly wouldn't hurt. Okay, you know what, that's a handful of things to kill. There we go, that'll do. Alright, so that's that. And I need to get out there, which is actually not this way. This is definitely taking the scenic route. I should have just reset and gone for the other one. However, there is a hero there, so I'll get an extra hero kill, plus whatever's in the totem. Olana Everfreeze, down she goes. Ascendant Hood is the Inquisitor's Seal hat. Plus 3 to Inquisitor's Seal is quite nice. That's now an armor upgrade, and of the Eagle means that's a bunch of extra stats. The Arsonist prefix it's kind of whatever. This is a lot of Aether resistance, though. I might be able to actually wear that. I'm going to grab it, and I'll put it in the pile, and we can have a look at it when I get to... once I get back to Ultimate. Let's see, because I wouldn't mind getting an extra plus 3 into Inquisitor's Seal. Is definitely a thing that is worth getting. Alright, Entropic Coil, lovely purple ring. Unfortunately, it's all chaos stuff, so not really for me. How are we looking for reputation now? Mammoth Resistance, 500 away. Okay, the other good place to go for reputation is just out here. Turnox always has one of 3 spawn locations. You always know where he is, so you can go and kill him. And because he's a boss and not a hero, he's worth like 50. So definitely worth running down here. And we can kill off a few of his friends along the way. You definitely don't have to do this either, and if you're having, well actually, if I'm having issues with energy, I may end up just picking up the Sacred Talisman, which is, so this is the elite version of this one. The ultimate version is the Sacred Talisman. I may end up just picking that up, if for no other reason than just energy management. This build is definitely energy hungry, especially once you get bosses involved. Anything with a lot of health, you just kind of have to stand there and watch your energy bar deplete. Alright, so here is Turnox. We can just take care of Turnox. And that'll be another 50-odd reputation. Praetorian chest guard. Do I still have the helmet for that set? I do. This is a really good set. The 3-piece for this set is quite good. It's maybe a little bit old to be using it now, but this is a really good leveling set. You do get pretty good resistances across the board. I don't think there's any skills on this one from memory, but it is still pretty decent. This room is really good for dynamite as well. If you had, say, for example, Warcry with the MI that gives it damage, you can just kind of stand here and yell and clear out all of the scrap piles and stuff. And I've had 7 dynamite from that one room before, which is really, really good. All right, so what did I do there? About 600? Wait, that's the wrong one. There we go. Yeah, about 600. So I think what I can do is I'm going to go kill Turnox again. And then I should be able, I think, especially if I get a hero here. No. I was going to say I should be able to turn in that bounty that I have there for, what's the other T one? Tor Exterior, I think it is. Turn in that bounty, and then I should be done. I know normal bounties are not worth very much, but I think they're at least, 100 to 200, right? Turtle shell rank up, pretty good. It does kind of suck that Turnox is not standing right here, but it's also kind of good because it means I'm going to kill more of the trash along the way. So swings and roundabouts, I guess. Here we go. Boom goes the dynamite. We'll pick up Calidor's whatever. And I think I can go turn this in now. That was 75. Okay. Turn this in, report in, step away. That wasn't enough. It's only 125. Okay. Well, that's not cool at all. However, I need to kill like 2 enemies. 1 hero and 7 trash enemies. So let's just go mow down a few of these. This pack out here should actually be enough. Although these mages might have a gear upgrade that I want. It looks like I've got a few extra friends anyway, whether I want them or not. So that's fine. Maybe not. They might have stopped following me. Okay, that's fine. This should be enough here. So when I said this should be enough, this should be enough. There we go. Alright, we are honored. Now, like I said, if you're having energy issues, then this may be not necessary. And I may end up buying this Mortality. And I haven't looked at the ingredients. Tainted brain matter, okay. Tainted brain matter should be alright. Hang on, this guy. Mortality. How do you spell mortality? There we go. Okay, so I need Spectre, which is easy. Alright, cool. I had this really, really bad feeling that was going to need a Kilrian Shattered Soul there. Purified Salt, that's also easy. And then I think it was Haunted Steel, right? Haunted Steel, which needs 4 Vengeful Wraiths. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I should be able to make Mortality. Yep, there we go. So +1 to all Necromancer skills, which is great. +1 to Bone Harvest for the completion bonus, which is completely worthless. But I get some Aether damage, I get some offensive ability, +1 to all skills, and then when I attack things, it's going to give me a buff for a bunch of extra crit damage and some extra Aether damage as well. So the active on the Ivory Talisman here gives me 150% all damage. This is 125 when it triggers and 32% all the time. So this is technically more. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I end up using it. I don't think I want the Praetorian stuff anymore. I think it's too low level. I also don't really want to deal with the Explorer's stuff, but maybe I'll hang on to that for a bit longer. Alright, let's vendor all this stuff. and jump back into Ultimate. New weapons and stuff. Also, Scarab Shell Powder, 40% Aether damage, and some offensive ability. What I was using is only 25%, but it does have 5% increased damage, so it's kind of doesn't really matter. I'm just going to swap those over. And let's jump back into Ultimate. So got some upgrades, or I mean, maybe it's a side grade, but got some new toys to play with anyway. And we are starting Act 2. Now, I can't remember if I've already repaired the bridge, so I'm just going to take a bunch of scrap. I'm pretty sure it's only 6, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. And I probably haven't repaired it. So we'll go repair the bridge. How's resistances looking? We're a little bit under on chaos. We are way over on Aether. Okay, so I can swap an Aether Soul here for a Black Tallow and cap that, but honestly, 4% not a big deal, although probably is a bigger deal than I'm making it out to be. If I die to chaos damage, I'm going to be really annoyed. Alright, so here's Shanks. Let's go ahead and get rid of him. I was going to look to see if I can swap this helmet into, wasn't I? Well, I don't have the level for it, so the answer, I guess, is no, but maybe in the future. Do I still need iron bits? Yes. Yes, I definitely do. I should be picking this stuff up. And let's go ahead and rescue Stephen Skinner. Also got a level here. Extra points in Harbinger of Souls. Gives me Aether damage and casting speed. Actually not a huge amount on here, but the Inquisitor stuff gives basically nothing for Aether from memory. Yeah, not really. Could use Aura Essentia for reducing enemy damage, I guess. That is a possibility. Alright, let's just send him back to Devil's Crossing. And I've got to go round here, which is... Oh, it is what it is, isn't it? Let's see how far we have to go around. Also, we got Aetherian, the corrupted here. Aetherian? Aetherian? I'm going to go with Aetherian. One thing I really like about Inquisitor's Seal is just the amount of stuff you can just kind of chill in, and it doesn't matter. There we go. So, where is it? That one there, green one. Okay, green one is Mortality. I am absolutely going to steal the Sacred Talisman. And we'll just kind of see how it goes. See how we go for energy without it. I am noticing that it is definitely draining a little bit quicker. I don't need to care about this, actually. I don't care about Devotion Shrines. So there's no reason at all for me to go in there. I do want to talk to Drew, because I like potions that I don't have to craft, so I want his buddy in Homestead. Alright, speaking of his buddy, here is Isaiah Redding. Okay, always take the top option, basically. And you will have a nice, lovely extra merchant in Homestead when you get there. Plus some XP and such, because you definitely want to get your hands on those. They're borderline free. It's a few iron bits instead of, well, in some cases, instead of some very expensive ingredients. Okay, definitely noticing the energy. You can go away, please. Yeah, definitely noticing the energy. So I may actually swap that other ring component out for another. Actually, let's go do that now. This is going to be incredibly annoying, actually, because that's got the Slith Venom. Actually, that's Devil's Crossing. Yeah, beautiful. Keep the item. Yes, I'm sure. And I don't have an ectoplasm on me, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. And I want 1 Slith Venom. Beautiful. Chuck that on the ring. And this should honestly fix my energy issues. The other thing I could do as well is I could just dump all these points straight into Spirit. I've got... I actually have enough health here for level 121. So I don't need any more health. So I definitely could put it all into Spirit. Defensive ability, even... Ooh, everything can hit me. I don't love that. And everything can still hit me. 7 points only gets me 30 defensive ability. Okay. I'm going to put 5 more in Spirit, and it'll be fine. Alright, let's pick up some quests here. So we've got a Dynamite quest, which I don't actually have to go in there. I've already got Dynamite, so we can skip that quest. Since we're here, may as well. You can actually, yeah, skip the Go Collect Dynamite quest and go straight to the Blow Up the Gate part of it. Having said that, it is a free Dynamite. Alright, let's blow this up. Then I can go steal the, acquire the relic from the man who was already dead. Actually, he wasn't dead. When I found him, he said, like, his dying wish was that I should take it and use it. Because he said the Rovers are a bunch of pacifists and won't actually fight back. That's what he said, anyway. So yeah, I'm going to keep it. Which is, you know, it's the last wishes of a dying man. So it would be rude not to. You know what I mean? I do love that these guys just died off screen. And so did they. Watch the XP bar. There it is. Goes up. Alright. So we can go back now. And I'm definitely going to hang on to the relic. You can turn it in if you want. Or if you have another one in the bank already. And there we go. The last time I have to move all this rubbish. Well, I mean, all this potential future gear is what it is. It's not rubbish. No, definitely not rubbish. I found your Elder, and no, there was no talisman. Absolutely not. Alright, so Sacred Talisman is basically just the same as the others, but the number is bigger. 20% all damage all the time, plus 200% for activating it. So, I mean, this is probably a little bit more Aether damage percentage than Mortality, but it doesn't have any plus the skills on it, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to keep Mortality, see what happens. If I find I need Vitality resistance, I may have to swap these out, and then I might have to use the Sacred Talisman. But we'll see, we'll see. So let's head north. I'm going to do the Beehive. I was going to say I might have the Royal Jelly in the bank already, and that is still true, but I think I'm just going to do it. Alright, suck all them dry. Same with this. Phrasing, but also lol. I may in fact be a child. And I apologize for nothing. Right, so we're into the hive here. We could... Is it this one? No, it's the other hive that has the +1 to Inquisitor skills. That's fine. I am here for Royal Jelly, so I suppose I should pop the side things. There's 2 heroes here. This will maybe even be enough. There's one. There's just one. I've only got one, right? Yeah, just the one. Okay, the queen usually drops, I think, between 1 and 3. Definitely don't quote me on that. Having said that, I only need one more, so let's just go kill the queen. So Ronaprax, the Grand Queen, not just any queen, she's grand. And drop me 2. And then Ronaprax is sitting there. Drig's Evil Eye stuff. And I think it's this rotting corpse, but there's a body around here which has extra loot in it. I think it was that one. But I was expecting more loot, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering. Anyway, that's fine. Got what I came for. I have 4 royal jellies, which is 1 more than I needed. So let's get out of here. It is nice not having an aura of damage around me as well, so I can kind of just walk past stuff. And about half the time it won't activate.
I can't do that yet.
Half the time it will, like that bee. Okay, Wind Raptors, that's kind of fine. I'm just glad the golems weren't here. I am done with devotions, right? Yeah, good. Just had this horrible feeling that I've been running past devotion shrines for the whole episode, and I still needed some. So I'm glad that's not what's actually happening. Alright, that's that done. Report back to Mornay, speak to Stephen Skinner. We've got a bunch of quests to turn in, and I've also got some more to turn in here. But let's go back to DC, and we can talk to Mornay and Mr. Skinner.
Well, you dared. We have to hit them hard and fast.
Okay, I'll get on it. So now we go back and talk to Tuna Mornay. There's a level. There is Stephen Skinner's family seal. This ring is not bad. Look at all that life and 2 good resistances. That is not horrible at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to use it, but that's not bad. Okay, and we can go back to Old Arcovia now. Mornay will now talk to me, which is great. No, Quaid will talk to me. And I have agreed to destroy Bandit Fortress. Right. My next question is, can I just stand here and take the massive slam right in the face and take 0 damage? He either missed me, or I took no damage from it. I didn't see my health bar move, which is quite fun, actually. What is Inquisitor's Seal at right now? Only at 15. I wouldn't mind getting that number up. Okay, I go through the Hanafi mine because of the free dynamite in here. You can definitely take the... Do I want to call it a shortcut? I mean, it kind of is a shortcut. Okay. Wonder how that's going to look on the video. My entire PC just froze for about 3 or 4 seconds. So I'm curious what that's going to look like. I'm gonna check that. I might even edit it out. So if it doesn't look like anything happened, I probably edited it. We'll see what happens.
I can't do that yet.
Alright, so like I said, I go through there for the free dynamite. I think I actually didn't pick up the dynamite. But you know what? I'm not going back for 1 dynamite when I have 16 in my inventory. The real reason I go through there at this point is actually habit. I started going through that way instead of going around because of the dynamite. But it is definitely just habit at this point. Okay, getting hit with all these guns and actually not really taking a huge amount of damage, which is nice. Pet stuff. Prismatic of Caged Souls is not bad. Alright, so we got Madman Wilcox here. He's always here. So that's always fun. And everybody's dead. Starting to get reputation with Devil's Crossing. I don't think I'm going to get anywhere near Revered, but maybe? You do get a huge amount of reputation when you kill Cronley, so possibly I'll get close. I know I've got more reputation than I would normally have because I've been farming, what's his name, Buggerlugs, um, the Aether guy for his shoulders, and also I'm going to be farming Dureni for his shoulders. Shoulders or helmet? Why is everything on cooldown? Stop it. Don't like it. It's not okay. So double fire MIs. Okay. And I'm missing a bandit, or a bandit forge rather. There we go. Let's step into Cronley. And I don't think there's anything really that I need to do going through here. Moneybags you want to kill because he's got a quest for him. There is a quest to kill him, I should say. So you do want to kill Moneybags. Is he here? I saw a big group of trash up here and I thought Moneybags was already here. That would have been very useful. You do want to kill Moneybags. You do want to go down, even if you don't need the devotion point, you do want to go down here because there's the Rover's quest to collect whatever the book is down here. So I do want to come down here, but I don't need the shrine. Could probably turn it on anyway. Just a scrap for a couple of greens. Not the best trade in the world, not the worst trade. Just kind of a trade that happened. What do we got here? Stonehide is a prefix I like to look out for. I do want to keep the dread plating though. That much that much vitality to Aether conversion is a serious amount of damage on a build like this. Or at least it's a decent amount of damage. The other thing as well, with that much vitality conversion, so I've got 35, I've got 87%. I can start looking at vitality procs as well. So if I get a pair of gloves that has Sigil of Consumption or Doombolt or something on it, it may be worth using. Those are quite rare, so it's unlikely that I am going to get one of those, but possible. Alright, here's Moneybags. Like I said, he is actually a quest target, so I do want to kill him. And he does drop dynamite as well, which is always nice. 2 dynamite. Spellbreakers of Destruction. Okay. That is actually somewhat decent. Unfortunately, it's on a base that's not particularly good. So of Destruction is going to be Fire Strike, and then Spellbreakers there is going to be the Night's Chill and Star Pact levels. Not horrible, but not a very good item. Not one to be taking a screenshot of and posting it in the Hall of Fame sort of thing. Alright, so here's Dureni. We're just going to go ahead and kill him. I should be able to literally stand here and right-click him down. And by click, I mean hold it down. Yeah, easy. Took almost no damage. And he just died. I'm thinking I kind of want the this MI hat. I kind of want this just for the +3 to Inquisitor Seal, which is really, really strong. Okay, don't need to kill any of this stuff. I'll probably kill some of it. Well, I'll definitely kill some of it by accident. But I don't see the totem here anyway, so I think we just go to Crumley. Moneybags is already dead, so this is whatever. They might chase me in, maybe. Darius Crumley, he wants to talk. Yep, beautiful. Alright, and we can pretty much just hold right click. I'm watching my health bar. As soon as this starts depleting, he's got his shield up, which is really annoying. Actually, Inquisitor's Seal might mean I can just literally stand here. I'm standing in a lot of Aether goop. And my health bar is moving, but not all that much. So Inquisitor Seal, stronger than Crumley. Let's get out of that before the seal wears off and I end up dead. Okay, Death Omen. Alright, there's a Vitality proc. I definitely am keeping my current weapon, but something like this could be okay. It's a melee weapon, not a caster weapon, but still. Oh, it's when hit as well. Yeah, no, that's no. Right, I've got, was that 8 Aether Clusters? I don't need any more Aether Clusters, so I'm just going to destroy the lab and everything in it. I'll take the other components rather than another cluster. That's fine. And Devil's Crossing, actually still nowhere near revered. Alright, everybody's nice and dead. And just your once per difficulty level reminder that even if you liked some of the loot that Crunley dropped, make sure you come out here and get the Rift Gate before you get distracted by the shiny toys, because otherwise you're very likely to have to go and do the entire dungeon again. There we go. Alrighty, and that is going to be all for this episode. So I'm going to go and vendor most, if not all, of this stuff in between episodes. But I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.